It's a cable in the middle of the room. High jump. Whew. Pre-tip before the main bit. Build exercise into your studio to stay fit and healthy. Monitors. Let me explain. We have two monitors. We have a monitor over there, monitor up here. And as you can imagine, this is the sit-down monitor bit, the main bit, and this is the stand-up section. So you can do things standing up. I'm done with the sit-down bit. Whoa, that is outrageous. What just happened there? That is insane. Now I can do things standing up. That's great, but now I want to sit down again. Whoa, that is outrageous. That is brilliant. That's the best thing I've ever seen. I am so impressed. That's amazing. Let me explain. I have purchased what's called a DVI switch. So computer monitors work through a cable system called DVI, or I suppose more technically DVI-D, or whatever it's called. Anyway, they're just DVI cables. They look a bit like this. It connects your computer, or the monitor, to these type of monitors, computer monitors, to a computer. Now, I could just simply plug both of the monitors into a computer, but there are 2 or 3 downsides to this. I'm so out of breath from all that jumping. Oh, that is ridiculous. So the downside to plugging in multiple computers, first of all, is you have to plug in multiple computers, which may sound like not a big deal at all, but because I don't leave the computer here the whole time, I have to sort of put that in and then get the cable, and it ain't nobody got time for that. That's just hassle. So what would probably happen is, because I use the sit down currently more than the stand up zone, just plug in whichever cable I thought, not plug in both of them. And then when I want to stand up, it's hassle and that's bad. So I just want not to have to worry about that. I want to plug in one cable. Ooh, yes. So here's the important concept that makes this situation different to most. I don't actually use both at the same time. That's the important difference. If you're on a desk and you have 2 monitors, well, you need to probably want to use both at the same time. But I don't. I'm either sat here or I'm stood up here. Therefore, first of all, there's no actual need to have both on at the same time. If you have 2 monitors on, that takes up computer resources. It takes computer juice to make a monitor, do monitor things, make all the pixels, colors, and flash and lights and stuff. I'm saying it in fun, comedy style, but it's true. The more monitors you plug in, the harder your computer has to work. For proof, plug loads of monitors in and you'll see what I mean. So if I plug 3 monitors into, so I say open this and plug in 2 monitors, my fans spin up, even like not doing anything because the computer has to power all these screens. And so I don't actually want to power a screen unless I'm using it. So I had to come up with a solution. And it's over here. Editing! So you can see this is a DVI switch. 2 things going in, 1 thing going out. Sounds like a game show, but it's actually a DVI switch. 2 inputs, A, B, or whatever, just two things going in, 1 going out, and a switch toggling between the 2. It costs some number of pounds, not many pounds, on the internet, a website, the Amazon. It basically just allows me to switch between one monitor or another monitor by pressing the button. Ta-da! How good is that? No computer, this doesn't take any computerage. That's just a little switch, like a railway track. That's all that is. And you just plug it all together. You can switch between the 2. I think this is genius. I think that's really cool. Now, an important word of caution here, because I know some of you are thinking, that's brilliant. I'm going to do this myself. The first time I tried this, let me get a prop. No. Still haven't figured out how to get into the studio with the... still in the process of working out how to get into the room when the camera's up. This was the cable I originally used. Let's take the end off, we don't need that. I'll leave it on. Pretend that bit's not there. So it's a DVI cable. It's 5 meters long, which is a lot of meters. That's 5 meters. And I plugged it all in. So this connected the box to that monitor. But then that monitor didn't work. It said there was a timing issue, but I was like, there's not a timing issue. You're a timing issue. Oh, got all tangled and then hit the cable. It's fine. Stop rambling, multiplier. You can only go so far with DVI. Turns out that this is too far. So 5 meters is fine if you're just going from computer to monitor. So this is fine for just one thing to one thing. Some gardeners next door. That's fine. Oh, some wind as well. 5 meter DVI, basically you can only go so far through DVI without buying some fancy adapter extender thing. So while yes, you can buy a 5 meter DVI cable and fall smashed into that like a complete lunatic. Oh, it's all skew-wampus, to quote Wyatt. It's all wonky now. I'll have to fix that afterwards. So whilst you can buy a 5 meter cable, that doesn't mean you can go any further than a 5 meter cable. And remember what's happening here. Monitor is going into box, box is going into computer. Probably the other way around actually. So computer into box, box into monitor. So it's not just this one cable length you've got to consider, it's the cable length plus the cable length from the box to the computer. And it turned out that this was too long. So currently I've got a 3 meter into the box into a 2 meter. That's fine. 3 plus 2 is 5. Hence you can buy 5 meter cables. But it didn't work when I plugged 5 meter cable into box into 2 meter cable, because 7's more than 5. Now I did actually Google beforehand and some people said it's fine. Maybe there's some transmission loss or something in the box. I don't know. But anyway, now I have a spare cable on the floor. Just bear that in mind. So you can't go infinite distances. That's why the box is there and not over here. Because I'd quite like it to be here, but I can't. It's just the world we live in. So bear that in mind. You can only go so far with DVI. And yeah, that is pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. I think it's a nice solution, a cheap solution, but an elegant solution to a certain situation, which is 2 monitors, and I don't want to be running them at the same time. And I also want to, so this is super important for me, I don't want to spend ages configuring things and getting cables and plugging things in, moving things about whenever I want to do anything. I want to just have simple solutions so I can be like bam, bam, and focus on the creativity. So if I'm feeling like getting ideas together stood up, which is the way I prefer to do it, playing on the push and even stood over here, it's nicer to be stood up and be able to see the monitor, mouse as well, and keyboard, so I can type things. If I'm working in Serum and I want to just quickly change a macro, I can just do that easy peasy. But then when I want to sit down, I don't want to be reaching around grabbing for cables. I want to reach around, simply press a button. Takes a bit of time, so if you do a spin, try to time it a bit better. Something along the lines of. It's too fast. I'm too fast for it. Now there's a screensaver. Trees. Some snow. We'll do that again. Still a bit fast. I'm too fast for computers. That's the world we live in. And there we go. That's it. Boom! This has been a video with an outrageous cable across the room. Catch you guys on the flippity flip. This video is sponsored by me, my website. As you can see here, I have a whole range of things available, from Serum presets through to Serum tools, samples, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Do check it out, link below, multipliermusic.com, and/or subscribe. Thanks for watching.